Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in George Beck's delightful romantic comedy, Hired Wife. It stars Lucille Ball as Kendall Browning, Brian Aherne as her boss, Stephen Dexter, and Porter Hall as lawyer Van Horn. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Hired Wife.
My name is Kendall Browning. I am private secretary to Stephen Dexter of the Dexter Cement Company. He calls me his right hand, but he's never put even his left arm around me. When I came to work for him 5 years ago, he made a couple of passes at me, and I put him in his place, which was bad because he stayed there. Every year about this time, he gets spring fever and breaks out with a blonde. The symptoms are always the same. He comes in wearing a flower in his buttonhole and whistling "My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean," off key. We've had a late spring this year, and so far his temperature has remained normal. And I've been hoping that the platinum pigeon who vaccinated him for $5,000 last year might have made him immune. Well, when I got down to the office this morning, I found Van Horn, our lawyer, waiting with his blood pressure in high. Stephen hadn't arrived yet, and the telephone was imitating a Swiss bell ringer. Hello. Yes, it's Mr. Dexter's secretary. No, Mr. Dexter hasn't come in yet. Try later.
Kendall, do you realize this is a matter of life and death?
Yes, Mr. Van Horn, but what can I do about it?
That contracting combine has got us nailed to the wall. They mean to put the Dexter Company into bankruptcy. Why, I remember in the case of Hatch versus Bradley...
Hello? No, Mr. Dexter hasn't signed those contracts, but I'll see that he does as soon as he comes in.
With 365 days in the year, and he has to pick this one to disappear. Oh, I'm going out and steady my nerves with a double chocolate fudge dream. But I'll be back.
Hello? No, Mr. Dexter hasn't come in yet. Well, yes, I'll be glad to take a message. What was that? Tweedledee is thinking of Tweedledee-Dum? Ah, is that tweet like the tweet and bird? Uh-huh. And the name? Phyllis. Thank you. I'll tell him tweet. Bye.
Well. Good morning, Kendall.
Good morning, Tweety Tums.
Beautiful morning, lovely day, flowers in bloom. What did you say?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, yes, spring. Beautiful spring.
Hold your hats. Here we go again.
Kendall, last night I had a wonderful inspiration.
I know. It just called you on the phone.
Now, don't try to be funny. No, what I mean is that I've decided to change our whole advertising policy. That's why I'm late this morning. I stopped to make arrangements for Phyllis Walden to be the Dexter Cement Girl.
You'd better come away from that window before you take off. Who's Phyllis Walden?
She's a model. Here, come here, and I'll show you. See that girl on the Apollo Twin 8 poster? Well, that's Phyllis. What charm, eh? What personality.
Ask for a demonstration, automatic clutch, fire engine pickup.
You know, I feel we need something like Phyllis to help sell our cement. Something human and warm.
High dramatic drive, supercharger.
Yes, the moment I met her, I was sure she was just the model for advertising Dexter Cement. I'm going to put on one of my biggest campaigns.
I just bet you are. Now look, Stephen, why mix cement with your business? Why not pay Phyllis off now before you louse up the business?
But I tell you, Phyllis Walden is different. She has character.
What kind?
Why, you don't even know her.
Do you?
She's fine. She's real. She's honest.
All right. If you're sure it's the real thing, my blessing, Stephen. I won't try to stop you. I'm through.
Now, listen, Kendall.
Kendall, have you heard from... Oh, there you are, Stephen.
Oh, Van Horn.
Well, about time you showed up. Where have you been? Out with some of your boola friends, getting tiddly?
I have no boola friends, and I'm not in the least tiddly.
Well, I am. Oh, my nerves. Stephen, do you know what's happened?
Will you stop twirling? You make me dizzy. What's happened?
Those buzzards are slapping you with an injunction the first thing in the morning.
Is that bad, Van Horn?
Bad? Well, it'll tie up everything he's got. That rival outfit's determined to get him out of business.
Well, you're my lawyer. Can't you protect me?
Certainly I can protect you, and I will. Stephen, you've got to get married.
Oh, well, there's nothing I can't take. What?
It's the only way out. Then I can put every last penny, every sack of cement, your house, the shirt on your back, and your wife's name, and they can't touch it.
Oh, no, there must be some other way out. Look, maybe I
No,
should...
and you've got to be married today. If you don't, you're a bankrupt. You're a failure. You're sunk.
Oh, yes, but couldn't we hold off until...
Do you want them to put you on a corner with a tin cup? No, they can do it. Why, in the case of Dwayne versus Morris...
All right, you win. I'll get married.
Great. Now, the nearest state in which you can get married without a delay is South Carolina.
Kendall?
Yes, Stephen?
Reserve us 2 seats on the plane to Charleston.
Stephen, you don't mean, oh, darling.
Huh? What's the darling for? Get the tickets and I'll meet you in Van Horn at the airport.
Hey, come back here.
Where are you going, Stephen?
Well, to propose to Phyllis Walden, of course.
Oh, but you can't go. We've got papers to sign. Transfer of bank account, power of attorney. They've got to go through before the bank closes.
But how can I marry Phyllis if I don't propose to her? Will you tell me that?
Let Kendall do it.
Me? I mean I.
She does everything else for you.
Oh, yes, but, a proposal's sort of personal.
Nonsense. Look at the case of John Alwyn versus Miles Standish and Priscilla.
Well, I can't drag her to the airport by her phony eyelashes.
Get her.
Okay, Tweety Tums, but don't say I didn't warn you. And if I make this proposal stick, just don't come crying on my shoulder and say you got stuck. So long, sucker.
63 ready at gate 4, Southern Swallow for Washington, Charleston, Miami.
Stephen!
Oh, Kendall, here I am over here.
Oh, Stephen, I was afraid I was going to be late.
Where's Phyllis? The plane leaves in a minute.
I couldn't get her to come.
What? But didn't you tell her that I loved her?
I told her you adored her madly, but she said she couldn't elope today. Her Pekingese is expecting.
There goes the Dexter Cement Company.
No, it doesn't, Stephen. All you have to do is ask some other girl.
Well, what other girl do I know?
Well, there must be someone. Think hard. Someone in the office? An employee?
Oh, no. I wouldn't want to ask one of the cleaning women.
Well, how about a secretary?
Whose secretary?
Your secretary, me.
You? Oh, yes, that's right. You're a girl, aren't you? Well, look here, Kendall. Well, would you consider? Purely for business, you understand.
Yes, come on. Do you want to miss the plane?
Kendall, I just can't tell you how grateful I am to you for helping me out of a spot. I want you to know that you've done me a great favor.
Oh, no, not at all, Stephen. As a matter of fact, I've always...
Yes, indeed. You're a rare sort of a woman, Kendall Browning. And this isn't the moonlight or the buttermilk talking. Ever since we've got married, I've been wanting to say that...
Yes,
well,
Stephen?
That it isn't every secretary who would help her boss out like this. Kendall, you're a good scout.
Good scout.
Yes, sir, a good scout.
I guess you never will understand. Stephen, I must tell you something. It seemed all right till we got to New York tonight, but now I feel as though I'd done a terrible thing.
Well, Kendall, you crying?
I'm a liar, Stephen.
I've known that for years. But right now, I don't seem to care.
No, please don't kiss me, Stephen.
Well, you're my wife.
No, I'm not. I'm only the woman you married. I'm just a substitute for the woman you really want.
Oh. Let's forget about Phyllis.
Well, she'd be here if I'd followed orders and asked her.
What?
I lied to you, Stephen. Now I've run out of lies.
Then Phyllis didn't say no?
She didn't have a chance. I didn't go to see her.
I see. And then you purposely delayed your arrival at the airport so I'd be forced to ask you to marry me.
I did it to protect you, Stephen. You've got to believe
Why,
that.
you contemptible, unscrupulous, double-crossing...
All right, I admit it. But what have I done that can't be undone? Your business and your bank account are safe, and so are you. There's not much satisfaction in being kissed by a man who keeps his eyes closed and thinks of someone else.
Oh, Kendall. What am I going to do about you?
Well, what do you want to do, Stephen?
Oh, stop acting married.
Well, we are, you know.
Now. Stop looking at me like that and go home.
I am home.
Are you going to get tough with me, Kendall Browning?
The name is now Kendall Dexter, and I think maybe I will get tough.
All right, if it's a fight you want, you'll get one. To a finish. Now, get out of my house.
Well, if you're going to be brutal, good night, Stephen. I'll see you at the office in the morning, and don't be late.